Going on? Ooh-wee. Let's monitor some chat. Oh, how can I want to do this. How do I want to do this? I want to put the chat here. Boop, like that. Hey, how you doing, Susie? Sorry for the late start. It's one of those days, man. What can I tell you? Unexpected acts of God. Can't be held responsible for that. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday. Welcome aboard to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Trying something new here. We're trying some Instagram as well. See if I can get that working. I'm not sure if that's going to screw things up, but we're going to try anyway. And be warned, anyone who's logging in, welcome. Impulsive Culinarian here. Happy Sunday. Sorry for the late start. Be advised, your chat will appear in the stream, okay? Not on Instagram, but if you're on YouTube, on Facebook, or on Twitter, I don't know if you can chat on Twitter, but if you are, oh, hello, Elizabeth Anderson. Salmon burgers, that's hilarious. You got it. Done. So as I'm saying, be warned, your chat, anything that you type in the chat will appear in the stream. So if you want to ask a private question about something, or you feel shy or intimidated, then you can always DM. Otherwise, ask in the chat, because this is a very, very high shelf community. And by high shelf, I mean we get things done, man. We are in the right company here. So I encourage you to ask questions. And as I just get set up, salmon burgers, by the way, Liz, you know I'm always good to make salmon burgers, pal. Anytime, anytime. So I'm going to try here. I got the little sidecar with Instagram, and I don't know if this is working, but I'm going to try and monitor that chat, because that will not appear in this chat room here. Let's see. Does it say that I'm live? It says I'm live. That's good. That's a good start. Oh, we're going to mute this. I don't want to hear you, Thibaut. Shh. How do I mute him? Mute. Can I mute? That's so funny. I can't mute myself. That's hilarious. But I want to mute this. That's so funny. I can watch myself, but I don't want to hear myself twice. That's hilarious. I can report myself for inappropriate content. That would be so fucking hilarious. That sucks. Okay, so listen, you know what? In that case, I won't be able to monitor the chat from there. So if you're on Instagram and you're watching the show and I don't get to your chat right away, my apologies. I will try my best. Anyhow, so welcome aboard. Just nuking a coffee here. Susie, I'm trying to make one of your bread recipes. Oh my goodness. My condolences in advance. As I listen, can guar gum and xanthan gum? Yes, guar gum and xanthan gum are completely interchangeable in equal proportions. Here's what I've heard. Many people say that guar gum is an inferior product for whatever reason. I don't know the details of it. I won't pretend to be smart enough to know why, but I have heard that. I've heard that people feel much more strongly about xanthan gum, saying that it is, I won't say healthier, because let's just be honest, it's a thickener. All right, now that's something that would require, and anyone else that has some insight, please, I welcome you to jump into the chat. But I get the impression from comments that people prefer xanthan gum. Here's the problem. Xanthan gum is fucking expensive as shit. Like, it's crazy expensive. I noticed guar gum is a little bit more affordable. Now, if you're looking in the regular stores, regular grocery stores, good luck finding either. Okay, it's very much a specialty item that you can find in health food stores and such. But yeah, xanthan gum and guar gum, completely interchangeable, but one is so much more expensive. So good luck. It's not a fun thing. This is exactly why we do this. This conversation is important, so we could talk about all of the crap that goes on trying to cook gluten-free. Yeah, it's expensive as hell. It's ridiculous. So the reason I did start switching to guar gum back in the day was because I found it more affordable. That was the 100% the reason why. Where I was able to find it as well, which was a boon for me, we have bulk stores up here in Montreal called the Bulk Barn. They originally started in Ontario, up in Canada, and then we finally got some of that franchise over in Quebec. And when they did, it was huge. Everyone was like, flocking to it. Like the first time we got a Costco or a Club Price, whatever, depending where you're from, different names. And so as soon as the Bulk Barn started, making a transition over to having a gluten-free section, because you used to be able to find corn flour next to the wheat flour. And anyone who knows gluten-free, you realize that the way that the stores were thinking, they were starting to make that shift, right? Where gluten-free wasn't next to anything that had to do with wheat or oats or anything like that. Bulk Barn was doing the same thing. And sure enough, there was guar gum. I'm like, yeah, all right, give me some of that. That's where it started for me. And then I think Bob's Red Mill, we were talking about Bob's Red Mill last week. A lot of people had chimed in to say there are various brands, and Bob's Red Mill is one of the ones that you can find on Amazon very easily. So a lot of people checking out the recipes on impulsiveculinarian.com or anywhere and saying, holy crap, where do I find sweet white rice flour? Where do I find, even sorghum flour, which is a lot more common? There's some ingredients that are just freaking difficult to find at your regular grocery store. And so Bob's Red Mill was one of the places that we brought up last week saying, yeah, go on Amazon and order yourself a bag, a crate, whatever, however bulk you want. And they do have guar gum and even xanthan gum. I've seen it from Bob's Red Mill. But the place that I used to find it most frequently prior to pandemic was at the bulk store. And even regular grocery stores, if you're shopping at larger grocery stores these days, they also have sort of incorporated that bulk section, right? So family size or whatever they call it. And so a lot of that is happening too. So you're making the bread right now, Susie? Is that what's happening? Oh my goodness. Can you send pics? Can you post pictures? Or, I don't know, get them to me somehow. I would love to post that on any of the socials, on Instagram or whatever. Show off some of your stuff. That's another thing, too, that a lot of you have been really awesome about in the DMs, is sending me pictures. Like, Thibaut, I made your muffins or your hamburger buns or whatever. I'm like, oh, my God, they look better than mine, first of all. And good on you guys. Kudos. That is so fun. So if anything, it goes wrong with the stream, I apologize in advance. A little bit of a late start today. Sorry, guys. Literally picking up sticks in my backyard. If anyone of you has seen over on my Instagram page, you know what? Maybe I can do that. Can I? There's got to be a way for me to share that. Flour stuff everywhere. Yeah, don't wear black. Don't wear black. You get all that shit all over you. Especially guar gum is very fine powder. Xanthan gum and all that stuff. You can always tell when you've been cooking gluten-free. I mean, even regular cooking. Let's just be honest. But with regular non-gluten-free cooking, from what I experience, is that you've got flour. So the regular flour. So it's just one. You've got like one bin that you're managing. But the rest of it, with gluten-free, you've got 6 different things going, and then you open up the tapioca flour. There's if you know, you know. Tapioca flour. It's like fucking glitter of gluten-free, right? Too late wearing black. My condolences, pal. Well, listen, I want to know how it turns out. If you feel up to it, don't feel any pressure. But if you feel so compelled, shoot me a picture of your end result, and I'd be happy to post that. And so, good for you. Congrats, man. I love it. That's an honor, and I'm very, very pleased. I appreciate that. Happy cooking, man. So, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Joining us on Instagram is Clotilde de Tapia. So welcome aboard on Instagram. I'm not sure if you're aware of the channel, but welcome. We're doing a live gluten-free forum right now. We're on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and also on Instagram. So welcome to the chat. It's great to have you all here this morning. Again, late start this morning because I was picking up sticks and cleaning up my backyard. Thankfully, nothing damaged the house, but I have a little shed out in the back. So if you went to my Instagram page, that's what I wanted to do. I want to see if I can post this. There's got to be a way. I'm going to pop a link to my Instagram page. Can I do that? I'm just learning how to do all of this, guys. Please forgive me. Just pretending to know what the fuck I'm doing here, but I'm trying my best. So here's a link to my Instagram page, Impulsive Culinarian, and you'll see in there's a pic that I posted this morning explaining that we're going to be late starting the stream, and it's because a freaking massive branch fell on the back of my shed. From Panama, hey, welcome from Montreal to Panama. Can I call you Clotilde? Would that be all right? Is that a rude abbreviation of your name? So that's fantastic. Greetings from Montreal. Good to have you on board in the chat. So our friend Clotilde from Panama is joining us in the gluten-free forums. So if you're so compelled, yeah, go check out, see the mini tree that fell on my shed, and all the millions of scattered little branches that sort of made it all over my backyard. Basically, I'm working for my landscaper this morning, so he doesn't bust his lawnmower when he comes to see me in the spring. So something that I wanted to discuss with you, my friends in the community here, and all of those that will be watching this after the fact. Hey, Di Davis from Bristol, UK. Wonderful. Good afternoon to you. Oh, it's wine o'clock for you. I'm still in coffee. So I'm going to say 6 for you in the PM, in the afternoon. Anyhow, Di, cheers. Good to have you on board. Welcome to the Gluten-Free Impulsive Culinarian live forum. Great to have you here. I wanted to discuss something with you so that you could sort of have a chance to chime in and let me know what you think. And if you're watching this video after the fact, not live, if you're watching it on Facebook or on YouTube as a video on demand, a VOD, then I'd also welcome your input and your comments. So DM me or add them to the comments of this video. I'd like to spend this week sort of considering a place where we can have an actual offline forum. So when we're not live and having this discussion together, talking about all kinds of interesting stuff to increase our knowledge about cooking gluten-free. Some of you are just starting this for the first time, adopting a gluten-free lifestyle. Some of you have been at it for a while and maybe are frustrated and thinking, how the fuck can I make good food? I want to feed my family. I don't want people who are not gluten-free to start a thing, oh, here comes supper, right? And we want to try and make that taste, sort of put the bar a little bit higher for everyone in the family. So here's what I propose. I would propose that we have some kind of an offline forum so that we can also discuss when we're not in the live, all right? I think that's important. And so a couple of ideas have come to mind. One of them that I think of, and I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Discord. So Discord is kind of like, it's a social media platform, right? Those of you who know Discord, you're going, yeah, Thibaut, I know what Discord is. But if you don't know about Discord, I would invite you to take a look at it because I'm curious how you feel about all of us sharing a community chat in this Discord platform, all right? The one thing that I really like about Discord is that it allows us to create sort of little chat channels. So what we could do in Discord is we could have a place for, I don't know, let's say, here are pictures of, Susie's cooking bread today. She says, here's the bread that I made. What do you think? You know, give me a thumbs up. What do you, and so we could just invite some, like, cheering each other on, saying, yeah, good job. That looks delicious. That looks fantastic. So we could have like a chat channel for that inside the Impulsive Culinarian sort of server on Discord. We could have other things like new recipes that you've developed that you want to share with the community. Places or brands of food that you want to tell people about. Last week we talked about 4 or 5 different brands, which I wasn't even aware of, that are, you know, available in different parts of the world. So depending if you're from UK, like Di, or anyone in the US or Canada, you say, well, if you're in this area, here's a brand that you may want to consider. It's new to the market, or I've been buying it for years, or they've made an improvement or a change. That kind of stuff, I think, would be a lot of very, not just fun, but resourceful for all of us to be able to share in that. So Discord is a possible place for us to do that. The other alternative, or maybe doing both, would be a Facebook group, because I think a lot of us are familiar with Facebook. Some of you are joining us on YouTube, some of us are joining on Instagram, on Facebook, but I think everyone's sort of familiar with Facebook groups. And that's a very powerful place also for us to share information. The downside that I find with Facebook groups is that it's very linear. So you post something and it's there and it just sort of goes down in the chat, right? Oh, and you post it again and it goes down in the chat. So it's kind of like a news feed, and if you miss it, you only catch it a couple of weeks later. So be it. You can sort of scroll. But anyhow, so I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm thinking Discord is very much like you can go into it's like Reddit. I don't know if any one of you guys uses Reddit, but there's a subreddit for everything, right? People that wear black shirts in the kitchen, well, there's a subreddit for that, you know? People who drink, you know, coffee black, there's a subreddit. So in Discord, we could do something like that. We could create little groups, maybe not so specific, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that could be interesting. So I welcome your feedback on that. If you feel like popping your ideas into the chat here, I welcome that. And if you're watching this, as I said, as a video on demand and you want to sort of chime in about that, feel free to shoot me a DM or a comment at the bottom of this, wherever you're watching this video. And let me know what you think, because I feel as though we would all benefit from each other's knowledge. Like I was mentioning last week, the reasons for this whole live forum, the motivation behind this is 100% because I know for a fact that I am not the smartest one in the room. And there are so many of you that have shared information with me directly through the comments of various videos and various posts. But that's not enough. I want that to be in front of every one of you. I want all of you guys to benefit from that knowledge. We all have stuff. And even if it's just a venting, you know, we had some people last week saying, you mind if I complain about this? Fucking go right ahead. Why? Because we all get it. We got you, right? If you're feeling frustrated or you're feeling isolated in a culinary sense or even in a social sense, because, man, this is harder than I thought. I didn't know I was going to have such a challenge figuring out how to feed myself, feed my family, have friends over, go to a restaurant. All these things are very important. So many emotions attached to changing your culinary lifestyle. It's not easy. And so I think that we need to share that experience with each other so that we can all benefit from that. You're not alone. You're not alone. And I want people to know that. Home Life Love, yay. How you doing, pal? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for chiming in. Appreciate you being here. Welcome aboard. And again, late start today. This is not the normal time. We had lots of windstorms here in Montreal over the night. Yesterday and late last night, woke up with the flashing 12 on whatever clocks are not connected to the internet anymore. Everything is smart device these days, but there's always a few clocks around. And so, yeah, woke up with that telltale flashing 12 and like, uh-oh, picking up branches all day and sort of cleaning up my backyard. So a little bit of a late start. I do maintain that this gluten-free forum live, I think 11 a.m. is a good start time. I think it's conducive to a lot of people. Some friends from the UK joining in, maybe a little bit later on. Wine o'clock, we're still on coffee. But I think 11 Eastern Standard Time is when I would like to begin this live forum. And so, yeah, just to summarize real quick, I'm really strongly considering creating a Discord server as well as a Facebook group where we can all sort of just jump in and post our suggestions and say, hey guys, here's a recipe that I tried. It's not Tebow's, it's not Impulsive Culinarian. In fact, it's better. Yes, that's what I want. I want to see that. I want to know, I want to learn as well. So it's not about me being the smartest one in the room or any one of us necessarily being the smartest in the forum. We should all benefit from each other's sort of knowledge, right? Many of us out there, lots of years of experience cooking gluten-free. And so it's like old hat, you know, it's like, yeah, don't worry. I know what to do for Christmas. I know what to do for Thanksgiving, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's. You want a romantic gluten-free supper? I got you. And that kind of stuff, that's huge. That is so huge. Susie on YouTube is saying, Facebook group, great idea. I couldn't figure out how to use Discord. That's the way many people feel. I'm just going to be honest. I'm 50 years old, okay? And I feel as though our age category, people who are cooking gluten-free, it presumes that if there's young people out there, younger than us, we're all young at heart, right? But if there's younger generations out there cooking gluten-free who are benefiting from this forum, they know Facebook and they definitely know Discord. For the rest of us, I will say the majority of us are maybe a little bit older than that sort of generation. And maybe more familiar with Facebook. So I think that we could benefit from both. And who knows, maybe we'll have some crossover. Maybe some of us old stogie freaking Facebookers, I'm going to dabble. Tebow said, go check out the picture of something. Susie posted pictures. I'm going to go check them out on Discord. Well, boom. And it's a click away as opposed to having to figure it out. But if it's also on Facebook, that could be a thing. That could be a thing. So maybe that's the direction that I'm leaning. I mean, listen, we've got Instagram, we've got Twitter, we've got a YouTube channel, we've got all that stuff. But I think if we had a Discord and a Facebook group, And like Susie is suggesting, Facebook groups, everybody gets that. Everybody knows how to use a Facebook group. And you can come and go as you please. And if and when you're feeling brave enough, jump into the Discord. We could even do live conversations, like audio conversations in Discord. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, thinking out loud. So I always welcome your feedback, guys. It would be wonderful to hear your thoughts. Susie, where are you at in your cooking of the bread right now? I'm curious. Now you got me intrigued. I'm dying to see the pictures, man. Anyway, I don't want to put you on the spot, but when you're done all of that cooking, and I know how long it takes, yeah, and you've done, brushing off all the freaking tapioca flour from your black outfit, let me know how that goes. We're going to keep it short today, guys, because I started late, and unfortunately that means I have to finish a little bit earlier. Kentucky, there you go, right on. Cool, man, cool. On Tim, welcome back. Good to see you. Multiple food allergies forum. Yes. Very good point. Very good point. ImpulsiveCulinarian.com. It's all about me back in the day creating a bunch of gluten-free recipes so that the entire family could enjoy. Stuff that tastes good. And Antim's got a very good point. If I read where you're going with this, Antim, it's not just about gluten-free. There's a lot of other stuff that many of us, we meet here because of the gluten-free sort of common denominator, but there are many other things that are attached to this community. Some people that cannot touch corn. Some people cannot touch guar gum, xanthan gum. Some people cannot touch eggs. Some people cannot touch, and I'm not talking about the common stuff like peanuts and milk. I'm talking about the things that are a little bit more extraneous, where we start to say, man, what if? How would I go about making this recipe by replacing this ingredient? I don't have all the answers. I have suggestions, but because I haven't done it, I've tried some soy-free recipes, many dairy-free recipes. Almost all of my recipes are dairy-free. If I'm not mistaken, all of them on ImpulsiveCulinarian.com are not only gluten-free, but also dairy-free. And I'm saying that with caution because there may be one or two that have, no, I'm pretty confident that all of them are dairy-free as well. There's no butter, there's no milk. If anything, it's like almond milk, right? Almond coconut blended milk, that kind of stuff. But on Tim's point, multiple food allergies are a reality. It's not like gluten-free only, members only club. Oh, sorry, the rest of you are not welcome. Gluten-free is attached to so many things. Autism, various like sort of, I want to say family scenarios that maybe we don't always think of because it's not in our day-to-day. There are so many other scenarios attached that could become the reason why we meet in a gluten-free forum. And so I think that that's a great suggestion on Tim, is to add an element of that to Facebook group or the Discord to say, all right, what if not only are you here because of gluten-free, but also XXX free, XXX free. Possible replacements, a subcategory in there that says replacement suggestions. Fuck, it won't solve everyone's problems, but it would be like a really great resource. That's the thing. I want value. I want resources to be available to every single one of you. And I'm revisiting this community after being away for a long time, and I still feel a very important sense of responsibility to all of you. And I want you to know that. I want you to feel that. That's why I'm here looking at you guys in the eye virtually to say, I'm here, I'm back, and I'm not going anywhere. And I think that we all need to sort of have a place to continue that conversation, to regrow this conversation so that we have a place that we can all sort of hang out, share information. And not only multiple different allergies, but different places in the world, depending on what country you're from. It's different from the UK as it is from the Mediterranean, as it is for Canada, as it is for US, South America. We had some people from Brazil. We've got Panama. We've got all kinds of different members of our community that the same rule doesn't apply, right? And so by just asking the question in this safe forum, we get the opportunity, right, to share that together. I think that's so important. Home Life Love says, they both sound great. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that feedback. I think we need more than one place. I don't think everyone is comfortable with Discord, and I get that. That's what Susie's suggesting. And Susie says, oh my God, substitutions. Substitutions, pardon me. Yes, Just swapped corn flour for tapioca flour. Sure hope it works. Well, there you go. So corn flour has its own properties. I did a video many, many years ago about the various properties, not necessarily super scientific, but a little bit scientific and a little bit like, when I use this, here's what it tastes like, here's what the texture's like, here's what it does to the recipe. Corn flour, probably one of the closest ingredients as far as replacing regular flour, in my opinion, okay? And yet it has a much more yellow color. So if you're making white bread with corn flour, it's yellow bread. It doesn't look like, so you feed that to someone who's like, what the fuck is this? You know, like your non-gluten-free members of your family or some friends that come, oh, it's gluten-free, don't waste it. Yeah, no problem. Right? So to avoid that, maybe, what's the Mexican flour? It's, oh my God, masa harina is a corn flour that is more white than yellow. Very similar properties, a little bit more sour taste. So now, Susie, not to be a pessimist here, but I will say tapioca flour is much starchier than corn flour, much stickier. All right, I say much because I want to emphasize the fact that it's a starch instead of a flour. However, I use tapioca flour all the time. It's such a great binder and like a glue type of a flour, but I think it needs to be sort of cut with other flours, where things like sweet white rice flour come into play. Brown rice flour, white rice flour, different than sweet white rice flour. All different properties. So listen, don't say never. You got to try it. You got to try it, man. I did that 1,000 times. So what you're doing right now, Susie, is exactly why we are talking together. I should have fucking logged in at 10 o'clock just to say, no, hold on, use a bit, cut that tapioca with a little bit of something else. But I'm sure it's going to turn out great. And listen, if it doesn't, it's going to be great out of the oven. What might happen with that excess of tapioca flour? It might turn out a little bit like it'll get, you know, when bread gets stale, it might have less of a shelf life on the counter. But if you cut it and freeze it right away, you're golden. You're golden. So just be sure to slice it. All the same, let me know how it turned out. Let the community know how it turned out. I think that's an important share. People need to know that. Crack me up here. I know, I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. That's one thing that if you don't already know, you're sure as hell going to find out during the lives. I'm a bit of an asshole. A little bit, right? All right, so on that note, I think we are going to wrap it up. I'm sorry that it's such a short stream, that it started late. Again, windstorms last night, big power outage, and woken up to the flashing 12s on the clocks around here, and literally picking up sticks all this morning. And check out my Instagram page. You'll see the picture of the massive tree that fell on my shed, finally cleaning that up. That happened a couple of days ago, actually, but even worse, like the front yard was littered with branches and sticks. So a little in the Shire a little bit here, any Lord of the Rings fans. It's very much like a, you know, quiet bedroom suburban community here. And the branches fucking everywhere. Kind of reminiscent of the ice storm, although no ice, thankfully. So, guys, here's my promise to you that next week, barring any acts of God or any kind of bullshit going on with the power, I plan on being back online next week on Sunday at 11 a.m. Susie says, if I end up throwing my bread pan out the back door, you're going to know. Can you get an action shot? Like a fucking whoo, click, and then post that on Instagram. We had tornadoes come through. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Yeah, well, you got a lot more cleanup to do than I do, for sure. I hope you're okay. If you're posting, it's because presumably you have power. You're cooking, definitely means your oven's working. So I hope you're safe. I hope you're safe. Seriously, Susie, I don't mean to belittle it. If you're having any issues down there, and I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. That's part of the game too, man. We don't have to come here and complain about things that are bothering us about our culinary lives. We can certainly talk about in real life as well. IRL is always welcome here. You will all find. That's good. I'm so glad to hear that. That makes me feel a lot better. So I'm still an asshole, though. I'm still an asshole. That didn't change. Tornadoes or not. So listen, wheresoever you may be watching from, our friends from UK, from Panama, from the States, cheers from Montreal. This is Thibaut, the Impulsive Culinarian, saying thank you very much for jumping into my later than normal live today. The Gluten-Free Live Forum is going to continue once again next week. We're going to aim for 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you're going to see the notifications. If you're not already following me on Instagram or on YouTube or Facebook, even on Twitter, and of course, TikTok is a thing as well, but I haven't posted there in a bazillion years. But let's just say that the important places to get notifications are those 4 that I mentioned. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm definitely going to post a notification about any time that I create something new, i.e. the Discord page and the Facebook group. I think that we're all going to be able to get a lot of value out of that as we share information with each other moving forward. So with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for jumping in. Appreciate everyone contributing to the chat. Susie, good luck with your loaf. Let me know how it turns out. I look forward to seeing some pics and hearing the news. And until the next time, guys, I just want to say thank you very much.